Hi, welcome to Yellowstream, your very own school search engine that helps you find the best schools for your kid based on various filters and parameters. Today, we have Ms. Manu Vijayan, who's the headmistress of Manav Rachna International School for the primary section. Let's talk to her and understand various concerns and questions that parents usually will have and what she has to talk about it. Thank you so much, ma'am. So thanks for giving us your time.
My pleasure, sir.
But generally, the apprehensions that parents have is whether my kid is going to the right syllabus or not. So, in this case, because Manav Rachna offers CBSE, can you tell us a little about how CBSE has an edge over other syllabus?
Sir, CBSE is quite vast, and CBSE is not limited. There is a misconception that people have that CBSE has lesser resources or lesser option for children to be explorative, experiential. Equally, importance is given in CBSE to creative learning, critical thinking, analytical and logical thinking. Our school has been a pioneer in this education field for past 12 years. I've been associated with Charmwood, and we are the number one school in Faridabad in the challenges category in the Times survey as well. So in our school, the thought process is very simple, that children are at the heart of learning. We ensure that we take care of their head, heart, and hand. We provide them a dynamic opportunity to learn, wherein we provide them real-life experiences. 21st century skills are at the heart of all the teaching learning practices that we follow in Charmwood. So, as I said earlier, critical thinking, problem solving, collaborative learning, and even global citizenship is something that we always focus on. So when parents come to us, sometimes they have a query about IB board as well, and would just like to inform you that this year onwards, our branch at MRIS Charmwood 14 has also started IB board. So when we are interacting with the teachers or the heads in IB board, we find that there's a lot of similarity in what we are doing at Charmwood and in the IB board curriculum. So basic structure of whether CBSE or IB board is to instill good ethos and strong belief in our children. So we have a flexible learning environment wherein there is a balance between academic programs as well as core scholastic areas. So we have 7 learning domains wherein we take care of the language literacy profile, numeracy, CREST, which is based on international primary curriculum, which is science and social science blend. We have sports, performing arts, visual arts. In fact, a lot of stress is given on life skills, because end of the day, all that the children learn is secondary. As long as they have strong life skills in them, the morality, the ethos, they can be successful in any field.
Fantastic. And speaking about only the primary section, generally primary section, parents get to hear a lot more about the Montessori method of education or the Waldorf and all. So can you throw a little more light on what these method of educations are and how is it different from what you're following in your school?
See, we have our early childhood care and education, ICSE here, wherein we have strong focus on learning centers. So the children study through project-based playway methods. So they are experiencing real life situations, which is highly integrated with technology in the classroom. So all our classrooms have projectors or plasmas. We in fact have a tab lab in our school. So children experience not only things which are there to touch and feel, but digital literacy is also a focus in our school. So from very young age, children start experiencing digital resources. So they would have field trips, they are taken out in the school premises to the garden. So all the learning, all the teaching happens through playway method in the Montessori stage. So more than written work, it's all about experiencing things around them, the fine motor skills, how they can touch and feel the different patterns which are there, the materials which are there. So that's all based in the Montessori learning at our school.
Got it. And on that note, can you emphasize more on the importance of this early childhood education, especially from age 3 to 7 or 8? What sort of base will it build for the child to grow further in this entire learning journey?
Right. So as I said, 10 years from now, we do not know what jobs might be there by the time these children who are in early childhood care or early years, when they grow up 15 years, 20 years, we do not know what job profile might exist for them. So the basic focus in our school is to develop their skills. Fine motor skills, as I said, life skills, as I said. They should be able to experience the different areas, arenas around them. So we give them a lot of exposure to performing arts, theater. The science and numeracy, literacy part is all based in a playway method so that children do not feel the stress of learning. For them, it's an enjoyment. We have a very strong faculty here in our school. The teachers, the heads, they are all interrelated, interconnected with the parents. So there's a strong community because parents are the first teachers and teachers are the second parents for a child. So we keep our parents strongly involved in all our activities and events. We perform different events wherein there is 100% participation. So children from very young age, maybe when we were young, we would be hesitant in coming on stage. But our children, right from the toddler's age, they are very confident in coming on the stage because in the classroom, they get so much of exposure to speak. There is no restriction on their interaction. They have the freedom to move around in the classes, experience and visit the different working stations or centers which are there in the class. So it's all taken care of in a very judicious and a very simple way.
Got it. And because you touched upon the aspect of playway methodology, can you tell us more about that particular thing with some example? For example, how is a concept like additions or multiplications taught in a playway methodology? You can take any example and help us understand more about what actually happens in the class with playway methodology to teach kids something.
Sure. Let's say if you're teaching numeracy to children. So what we would do is we would give them ice cream sticks, popsicles, or we would give them clay. And then we would let them explore it and form the formations because one, their fine motor skills are developing. Two, they're learning the formations by touching and feeling the characters. Similarly, if you're talking about language and literacy, we would ask the children to draw or write the letters in sand. So this is sand playway method, wherein children can write and feel the shape and can understand and comprehend it better. When it comes to science, children are taken out to the garden. They can explore the different types of leaves which are there. They can touch and feel their structure, their formation. If you're talking about parts of a plant, for a young child in the classroom, just showing the diagram on the board would not be enough. So teachers would take them to the garden, would show them an actual plant and would tell them, see, this is the leaf, this is the stem. So playway method is in a way the best method to teach the youngsters who would actually experience the learning rather than rote learn.
Got it. It's quite interesting, but what I'm a little curious about is how are the kids evaluated? For higher classes, I know there's a pattern, there's examinations and so on and so forth, but kids in their second class, first class, how's the evaluation process done in your school?
Yes, the assessment is formative and ongoing. So children do not undergo a pen and paper test every 1 month or every 6 months or at the end of the year. At the beginning of the session, we have a baseline assessment wherein the teacher would assess the knowledge, the learning of the child. On the basis of the learning of the child, the teacher would plan and structure the learning domain for that particular child so that the focus can be given on the areas where there is help required. Now, all the assessment is informal. As I said earlier, it's all playway, experiential learning based assessment. So after every topic that is covered, there is an informal assessment, not necessarily a pen and paper test. It can be in the form of a role play activity. It can be in the form of a dialogue writing for if I talk of children in 4 and 5. It can be in the form of drawing the lesson that you have learned. Probably they have learned about photosynthesis in grade 3. So the teacher would ask them to represent it pictorially through a graphic organizer or through a diagram. So the child is not stressed at any stage that I have to parrot or I have to rote learn the things that the teacher has taught me in the class. We have a wonderful resource of Tata Class Edge. So we have a lot of quizzes, surveys in that wherein the children can interactively display their knowledge and the teacher can assess what the child has learned or which area is lacking for that child. So it's a very subtle, simple and easy way. The child doesn't even realize that the child is being assessed. But the teacher would have a proper notification record of each child's individual progress.
Got it. And what's your piece of advice for especially the kids or parents of kindergarten? What's your piece of advice for them who are looking for good schools, and what sort of parameters should they consider while finalizing a school for their kid?
Okay. Few things is the size of the classroom. Wherever the parent is planning to take an admission, the child's class size should be considered. Our school has a very dynamic and very simple way of ensuring that the class size is not very large. We have around 20-22 students in a class, and for the youngsters, if I talk of early years, this class size is even lesser. We have around 14-16 students. The teacher can focus more on smaller class sizes. Besides that, the parent should look at the teaching methodologies, the pedagogies that is being taught or used in the school. Our school has a blend of international curriculum based or rooted in CBSE. So we have all the essence which is international, but the base remains CBSE. The parents should also focus and look on the co-scholastic areas or the co-curricular activities that are provided. Our school has a well-defined sports structure. Children have so much of exposure to different games like taekwondo, gymnastics, table tennis, chess. We also have a cricket ground, football ground. In fact, we have a shooting range wherein we have developed well-known shooters. Anish Balwala, who's an international claimed shooter, is an alumni of our school. So parents should look at the long-term association with the school and look at the resources that are provided. In our school, we have a skill development slot, which is right in the morning when the child comes. We do not start with the academics. So 5 days a week, 5 working days, there are 5 things that are planned for a child. So we start with DEAR program on Monday, which is drop everything and read. Here, the children, along with the teachers, they sit and read. This develops their linguistic skills, their focus, and their communication. We also have a resource that's called RAS Plus, wherein there is a vast resource available for the children who can go home and follow up on what was done in the classroom. So DEAR is 1 day. Then we have an assembly. So every class gets an opportunity, 100% participation on the stage. So you'll see a change in the child. Once the child joins Manav Rachna, the inhibition, the shyness would vanish because our children are very confident. They come on the stage multiple times during the year. They present themes, they sing, dance, speak on multiple things. Then we also have GK and logical reasoning, which is covered in one of the days, wherein we are building their general knowledge and analytical reasoning skills. We also have different clubs in our school. We have more than 20 clubs. So one particular day, children would go to the club of their choice. So they can be Maths Club, Science and Innovation Club, ICT Club, Theatre, Foreign Language Club, Art and Craft. We have also got a Culinary Club, wherein the children who have interest in cooking, they go for it. Then we also have sports clubs like football, basketball, gymnastics, taekwondo, shooting. So there are plethora of things that the child can experience once the child joins Manav Rachna. So we take care of, as I said, head, heart and hand collectively.
Thank you very much for your time, and a lot of insights and opinions that you shared will be of great help for parents who are looking for good schools, and it will certainly make them aware of a lot of other details that they should consider while joining their kids in the school.